budget proposal by question and answer. I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Honorable Chua, proceed please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since hindi naman po niya sinasagot, I will just continue with my line of questioning para lang po may pasok sa record po. Alam naman po natin lahat na kayo po ay naging alkalde ng Davao. Of course, nung time na yun, meron din po kayong item for confidential fund under the office of the mayor. Tama po ba?
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Gloria.
What we are discussing is the OVP budget, not a budget of the local government of Davao of many years ago. And while I have the microphone, I just want to make a manifestation that, Your Honor, you said that allocation includes utilization. If that were the case, everybody would be examining everybody's 2023, 2022, 2021 budget. And Madam Chair, I have been attending so many budget hearings, nobody ever discusses something earlier than 2024.
Madam Chair, if I may, Madam Chair, I will not ask naman the confidential budget of the city of Davao.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Yes, your point of order is well taken, ma'am. We will not discuss the budget of...
Yes, I will not, hindi ko po tatanungin po yun. Ang point ko lang po dito ay as Mayor of Davao, dahil alam naman po natin, medyo matagal po siyang naging alkalde, hindi po sa kanya bago itong confidential fund. And in fact, ito po ay kumbaga normal na po dahil lahat naman po ng alkalde meron naman pong confidential fund. Now, susunod ko pong tanong, Madam Chair, is napansin ko po dito sa liquidation report dated January 10, 2023. Meron po ditong nakapirma sa taas po ng Sara Z. Duterte, Vice President. Gusto ko pong tanungin ng ating Vice Presidente kung ito po ba ay kanyang pirma. Sa liquidation report po ng January 10, 2023, serial number 2022-12-152.
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing audit. Madam Chair, again, sinasabi ko na walang confidential funds sa 2025 budget proposal and all the questions are about confidential funds except for one which was about the recipient of OVP projects.
Honorable Chua, please proceed.
Well, totoo po yung sinasabi po ng ating Vice Presidente. Subalit, ngayon lamang po natin nakita to. At ngayon lamang po natin nakita kung ano po yung laman ng o kung paano po niya nagamit yung confidential fund. Kaya kung dati po, hindi naman natin siya matatanong dahil wala rin po tayong opportunity, dahil wala rin po tayong hawak ng mga dokumento. But it is only now, Madam Chair. Kaya nga po, tinatanong po natin para at least malaman din po natin at saka konektado rin po to dahil at the end of the day, dito po natin makikita kung paano po siya gumamit ng pondo na binibigay po sa kanyang opisina. May I proceed now, Madam
Please
Chair?
proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Meron din po ditong naka-attach dated January 10, 2022, certification. Sa baba po dito, nakalagay po dito, attested, Sara Z. Duterte, Vice President, at sa taas po nun meron pong pirma. Do you confirm that this is your signature, Madam Vice President?
Madam Vice President.
Yes, Madam Chair. Precisely, dapat hindi ninyo yan nakikita kasi that confidential funds is pertains to national security and hindi pa tapos yung audit process. But to answer the question, Madam Chair, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding the confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing and unfinished audit.
Honorable Chua?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since hindi naman po niya sinasagot yung ating katanungan, I will just proceed. Meron din pong nakatouch dito na accomplishment report. Utilization of confidential and intelligence fund, period covered December 21 to December 31, 2022, total amount 125 million. At sa baba po nito, may nakalagay pong approved by Sara Z. Duterte, Vice President. Again, Madam Chair, gusto ko pong tanungin ng ating Madam Vice President kung ito pong pirma na nandito sa ibabaw ay kanya po.
Madam Vice President?
Madam Chair, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions from COA regarding the confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation, the ongoing and unfinished audit.
Honorable Chua?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, napansin ko lang po kasi sa lahat po ng kanyang mga sinubmit, personal, may nakalagay po sa taas na signature po ng ating Vice Presidente at wala pong mga countersign. So, ibig sabihin, wala po ditong nag-inspection bukod po sa kanya. Siya po yung nag-certify, siya rin po yung nag-attest, at siya rin po yung nag-approve. So, yun po yung aking punto po dito. Another thing, Madam Chair, gusto ko lang pong tanungin ng ating, kasi kaya ako nga po tinatanong kanina kung anong taon sana siyang naging alkalde ng Davao, kasi gusto ko pong tanungin sa kanya kung aware po ba siya sa Joint Circular number 2015-01 dated January 8, 2015.
Madam Vice President?
Madam Chair, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President from the Commission on Audit. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing and unfinished audit.
And you have 30 seconds left.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, yung huling tanong ko, i-address ko na lamang po sa ating COA. Kanina po, nung tinanong po kayo ng ating ni Congresswoman Magsaysay, sinabi po niya, hindi tama yung paggamit ng pondo. Ano po, pwede po bang pakipaliwanag ninyo sa amin? At sinabi po ninyo, opo, pwede po bang paliwanag po ninyo sa amin kung paano po ninyo nasabi na hindi tama yung paggamit ng pondo? Sa COA po, hindi po kay Madam Vice President.
Ask Comuliano?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ang sagot ko po ay yun sa general effect po ng notice of disallowance kasi wala po akong personal knowledge dun sa confidential fund at hindi ko po nakita yung document niyan nung sinubmit sa committee. Dahil iba po yung unit na nag-audit niyan.
So dun po sa hindi tamang
Last question.
last question po, yes. Dun po sa hindi tamang paggamit ng pondo, pwede rin po ba nating masabi na nagkaroon po ng diversion of fund o yung sinasabi po natin yung pondo hindi po nagamit dun po sa talagang dapat siya gamitin?
Ask Comuliano?
Apo, pag ang tanong po tungkol dun sa audit ng confidential fund, di ko po pwedeng sagutin kasi hindi po ako yung nag-audit noon. Pero kung ang tanong niyo yung
General po yung tanong
notice
ko.
of disallowance, meron pong ganon.
So, possible po na may diversion of fund.
Meron pong ground na ang mga ground po ng disallowance is irregular. Ibig sabihin po hindi sumunod sa panuntunan ng guidelines. Pwede pong excessive hindi naman kailangan bumili ng maraming stocks na nasira lang, yung medicine na expired lang. Pwede pong unconscionable, ibig sabihin, masyadong shocking na doon sa senses. Parang kung ang laptop mo is 50,000, bumili ka ng laptop na 500,000, baka naman unconscionable na po yun.
Sir, ang
Extravagant.
tanong ko lang po kung
So, yes, this last question.
so yung tanong ko lang po kung possible po na meron diversion of
Meron pong under
Yes or no lang po?
the revised penal code po, merong technical
Yun lang po.
malversation. Apo.
Thank you po.
Right, salamat. Next to interpolate is the Honorable Jervil Luistro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think we all agree, from the level of the President down to barangay captain, public office is a public trust. In other words, public officers and employees must, at all times, be accountable to the people. In line with this, Madam Chair, with all due respect, I wish to invite the attention of the committee to the press interview of Her Excellency, Madam Vice President, in the Senate on August 22, 2024. In substance, the Vice President said, "Saan naman kayo nakakita? Constitutional body, inuutusan isubmit ang audit report. Hindi pa nga tapos." With all due respect, Madam Chair, may I request the resource speaker to comment on her intention about her statement.
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, again, question is not related to the 2025 Office of the Vice President budget proposal. On the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding the confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing audit.
Honorable Luistro.
Madam Chair, in other words, this representation wished to be clarified when the Vice President made the statement. Intensyon ba ng ating Vice Presidente na ibahagi o hindi ibahagi sa publiko ang resulta ng nilalaman ng audit report patungkol sa kontrobersyal na 125 million na confidential fund? Nonetheless, Madam Chair, I understand that the Vice President already expressed her intention not to answer this question. Thus, please allow this representation to shift to the COA. May I request the COA to give his comment to this statement of the Vice President.
Ascom Juliano.
Madam Chair, pwede po pakiulit po yung question.
Okay, you may repeat
Okay,
the question. Hindi po natin isasama sa yung 5 minutes.
During the press interview of the Vice President in the Senate on August 22, 2024, she made a remarks, "Saan naman kayo nakakita? Constitutional body, inuutusan to submit fraud audit. Hindi pa nga tapos." We are requesting the COA to make their comment on this.
Madam Chair, ang sagot ko po siguro in relation dun sa subpoena kasi yung rationale po ng compliance namin sa subpoena, i-quote ko lang po yung yung second page po per sa sentence noong subpoena. This subpoena doses TECOM is being issued in accordance with the oversight function of the House of Representatives. This order is likewise based on Section 3 of COA Circular 2013-006 dated September 2013. Ang compliance po ng COA ay dahil po ito ay inisyu po ng chairperson ng Committee on Appropriations. And under yung pong Congress, yung House of Representatives, is a body authorized by law to issue subpoena. And we cannot interpret otherwise. There is a presumption of regularity and validity do sa subpoena. We cannot unilaterally challenge the validity of the subpoena unless the court will interpret that pwede po or hindi pwede. Yun po yung amin ko. Kaya kami po, in-entrust po namin sa dun sa House of Representatives, dun sa wisdom po ng leadership, yung compliance sa documents. At ito rin yung sinasabi dun sa aming guidelines na pag may subpoena po, we have to comply.
Honorable Luistro.
In relation to your compliance with the subpoena, did you recall having received any feedback from the Office of the Vice President pertaining to the same?
Actually po, mayroon pong sulat ang Office of the Vice President sa aming chairman na yun nga po, may mga legal issues po na binabanggit. At ito po yung na-consider na rin po ng Office of the Chairperson noong nag-comply sa subpoena do sa STECOM.
Madam Chair, with that manifestation of the COA, may I request that the committee be provided with a copy of the letter? And having said so, Madam Chair, may I request for a suspension of the briefing?
Briefing suspended.
Madam Chair, about the status of the letter.
Right? The budget briefing is hereby resumed. The Honorable Luis Tro.
Madam Chair, without going to the letters of
Could
this
you-
communication,
Could you please first manifest what you have in your possession?
with me is a copy of the letter of the Office of the Vice President, signed by Attorney Zuleka T. Lopez, Undersecretary and Chief of Staff, addressed to Honorable Gamaliel A. Cordoba, Chairperson, Commission on Audit, Quezon City. This is dated August 21, 2024. Madam Chair, this is composed of 4 pages. And I lament that I do not have material time to go over this letter by the letters. Nonetheless, I wish to manifest that the substance of this letter is an opposition to the subpoena that was issued by Congress. If I may read, we are of the position that the subject subpoena should not be complied for the following reasons. If I may continue, Madam Chair,
Yes, please proceed.
among the issues that were raised One is the violation of the principle of separation of power. Second is violation to due process. And third is the confidential nature of the fund. Madam Chair, I wish to manifest my comment to the issues that were raised in this letter. First, the principle of separation of power is not absolute. This is subject to exception. As a matter of fact, we call it the system of check and balances. And that is the very reason why the Congress has the oversight power, and that is to make sure that the laws enacted, including the appropriation laws, and to be specific, the GAA 2022, the source of the confidential fund, is properly implemented. If I may share, one of the landmark cases about oversight power is the Abacada Guro party list. There are three consequences of oversight power. One is congressional scrutiny. Two is congressional investigation. And three is legislative supervision. With all due respect, by congressional scrutiny, without necessarily conducting an inquiry in aid of legislation, the Congress may request information and report from other branches of the government. Similarly, it can recommend and pass resolution for consideration of the agency involved. Madam Chair, with respect to the violation of due process, I humbly believe that we are all witnesses in today's hearing. We are in fact catering the right to due process. A number of the esteemed members of the House propounded questions already, but our Vice President maintained his position not to address the question concerning confidential fund. But speaking about due process, I humbly submit that notice was given. This is a budget briefing, and ample opportunity to explain was even accorded. It is my humble submission, Madam Chair, that contrary to the letter, we did not violate due process. As a matter of fact, we catered due process. Finally, Madam Chair, they raised the confidential nature of the fund. Ito po'y tanong na nais kong iwanan sa mga kapwa natin Pilipino. Granting that the nature of the fund is confidential and recognizing Memorandum Circular Number 15, 2023, relating to the privileged communication. Ang tanong po, Madam Chair, when there is notice of disallowance na nagsasabing ang 72 million out of 125 million na confidential fund ay hindi nagamit ng naaayon sa Joint Circular Number 15-01. And as a matter of fact, ipinababalik ng COA sa pamahalaan. Ang tanong, confidential fund pa po ba ang tawag dito? Privileged communication pa din po ba ang saklaw nito? Oo po, at tatahimik na lang po ba ang Kongreso? I wish to share the case of Chavez versus Public Estates Authority.
Kindly wrap up.
This is the
30 seconds.
right of the people to information on matters of public concern. There is no argument ang pera ng gobyerno ay pera ng taong bayan. Unless the citizens have proper information, we cannot fulfill the constitutional mandate that public office is a public trust. I submit, Madam Chair.
Madam Vice President, do you care to comment?
Yes, Madam Chair, nasabi kanina, ang gist lang na nakuha ko na nasabi kanina ni Representative
Luistro.
Luistro, yes, is that wala siyang time na isa-isahin per letter yung letter namin sa Commission on Audit on why the requested documents should not be released to Congress. Pero nakahanda na yung mga sagot niya sa lahat ng arguments namin sa national security, sa due process, and sa separation of powers. Is this part ba of what you said earlier, Representative Kimbo, let's stick to the plan? Yun yung narinig ko sa iyo kanina na hindi mo in-accommodate yung point of order na question. And to answer, the Office of the Vice President, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing and unfinished audit. We are cooperating and answering all the questions in the proper venue that is inside the Commission on Audit, not in the budget hearing for the 2025 proposal of the OVP budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Note all your comments. I do not recall saying the phrase, stick to the plan, Madam Vice President. And so yes, we do note your comments, and also I believe your compliment of the brilliance of the Honorable Luistro. So
Madam
next
Chair?
to, yes.
Madam Chair, may I request that the Secretariat read your stick to the plan line?
As I said, Madam Vice President, pasensya na po, we don't have the right to make requests at this point in time. So we proceed to our next member, the Honorable Ramon Gutierrez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon po sa ating lahat. And to begin, Madam Chair, actually may line of questioning po tayo, but a lot of it has been asked by our colleagues. And obviously, the biggest issue for us here would be yung issues relating to confidential funds. But before that, I'd like to preface my questioning po kasi there were quite a number of point of orders regarding the scope of our budget hearing. And though, of course, we defer to the senior lawyers and their experience, it is my opinion that we are well within the bounds of our discussion for 3 points that I would like to share just for the consideration of the body. First, as mentioned by Congressman Manuel, under our rules, under Rule 162, we have rulings as President. Under Rule 163, we have supplementary rules regarding our parliamentary practices. So it's very clear po that by tradition, we really follow po, no, kung ano po yung nangyari sa previous hearings, we could still pursue the same. And very much, if I recall, in other proceedings, in other hearings for the budget, we do discuss years going back. And in fact, we can actually we can draw comparison with utilization and allocations of previous administrations, because precisely this is part of our oversight function and part in support of our duty in legislating for the General Appropriations Act. Second, Mr. Chair, I'd like to point out also that part of the President's budget and the NEP, if we take a look, that there is a portion on proposed budget, there is a portion on current budget, and there's a portion of actual. So as a matter of fact, and I believe it was actually DS Ungab who taught me this when we had our workshop, when we started for the first termers here. And that actually, while we are discussing the budget of 2025, verily part of the NEP, of the actual, is actually discussing 2022. And very much as precisely mentioned by Congresswoman Kimbo, sometimes the validity of appropriations can go on for 2 years, and that is why exactly we can really look into that. And third, and I think most important in relation to the issue of the confidential funds, is the question of the yung sa COA po, yung itong notice of disallowance and audit report which we have received by virtue of subpoena duces tecum, 2024 po yung date nito. So I think it would have been impossible for us to tackle these matters in the previous deliberations. And I think rather than, although the proposal is noted that we have different committees to hear these kinds of things, given the nature that it is not yet final, I think the hearing before the budget would be most appropriate to consider the same. So with that said, Madam Chair, I would like to proceed with my questioning. And I would be addressing this question to the Honorable Vice President. Madam Chair, maybe ask through you, is the Honorable Vice President aware of the audit observation memorandums covering 3 different disbursements of confidential funds?
Madam Vice President?
On the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding the confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses, and we assure the public of our full cooperation with the ongoing and unfinished audit.
Madam Chair, is the Honorable Vice President aware that for the first audit observation memorandum regarding the 2 disbursements of confidential fund, there were 2 issues raised by the COA?
Madam Vice President?
Madam Chair, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions from the COA regarding the confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses, and we assure the public our full cooperation with the ongoing and unfinished audit.
Thank you for the response, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, is the Honorable Vice President aware that one issue raised by the COA was the lack of documentary evidence presented?
Madam Vice President?
Madam Chair, on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions from the COA regarding the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President. We have submitted our responses, and we assure the public of our full cooperation with the ongoing audit.
Madam Chair, thank you for the response. Would the Honorable Vice President be aware that another issue raised by the audit observation memorandum was the misappropriation categories? Because, Madam Chair, in the audit observation memorandum, there was a distinguishment that the use of confidential funds shall be limited to certain categories of expenses, and that verily the point of the AOM was that there were findings that some of the categories included in the AOM were not subject or scope of confidential funds.
Madam Vice President?
On the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions from COA regarding confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President. We have submitted our responses, and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing and unfinished audit.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I'd move on to the next question. Regarding these AOMs, it seems to be that for COA, based on experience, masyadong matagal na po ito. May we ask, Madam Chair, if there is any delays of sorts on the part of the Office of the Vice President in terms of responding to these AOMs and notice of disallowance?
Madam Vice President?
Madam Chair, I think that question is best asked to the Commission on Audit. Why will he ask me that? Sinabi na nga niya, itatanong sa Commission on Audit eh.
Madam Chair,
Honorable
most
Vice.
respectfully, there was a response on the part of the Office of the Vice President, and I would just assume that the Vice President is aware of the timing of their response to any audit actions that she has repeatedly mentioned, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, that is a question for the Commission on Audit, not for the Office of the Vice President.
Madam Chair, I will rephrase and indulge the good Honorable Vice President. May I ask, Madam Chair, the COA, regarding the proceedings po nung kanilang audit observation memorandum. May we know, Madam Chair, through the member of COA, the date on which the AOM was submitted and the date of which the response was made?
Asco Moliano?
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, I don't have the documents, and I am not privy to the audit of the Intelligence and Confidential Fund because it is within the Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Unit.
Madam Chair, most respectfully, may we know the position of our member from COA here?
Madam Chair, I am an Assistant Commissioner of COA. I'm the the head of the Assistant Commissioners Group.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just clarifying. So, hindi po siya pala galing sa ICAUF po, no? So, I suppose we'll have to make do with that answer for now. A lot of my questions were supposed to bank on that. Madam Chair, I'll move on to the next po siguro. Based on the circular, the compliance of the liquidation of cash should be done within the within year end. And Madam Chair, it could be noted that the submission of the liquidation for the first confidential fund issued for 2022 was actually done in January 10, 2023. I will not address this to the Honorable Vice President, as she has pointed out. I will address this question to the COA. Madam Chair, is that correct, that part of the circular dictates that liquidation of cash advances regarding confidential funds should be done within year end?
Ascom Uliano.
Yes, there is a requirement that all cash advances should be liquidated at year end.
Madam Chair, notwithstanding that the scope of covered period would be, for example, in the case of 2022, it was December 21 to December 31. Would that still require that liquidation be done at year end?
Ascom Uliano.
If the disbursement is not yet generally all unliquidated cash advances should be liquidated at year end.
So, Madam Chair, notwithstanding that it ended December 31, it should have been liquidated at that time, but yet the liquidation report was filed in January 10. Wouldn't this be ground for the disallowance of the whole confidential fund for 2022, Madam Chair?
Ascom Uliano.
Under our rules, the disallowance is based on the usage of funds, not on the cash advance. If the usage of funds is irregular, it could be disallowed, but it is based on untimely liquidation of cash advance. There are administrative penalties under the circular, but it should not be the sole basis for notice of disallowance.
Madam Chair, if with the indulgence of the committee, just two more questions.
Yes.
The one more question on that matter, the address to the good Assistant Commissioner. Madam Chair, what is the scope of these administrative penalties? Ano po yung length ng time of penalties that were prescribed?
I don't have the circular on the cash advance.
Okay.
It's 97-001 if I still remember it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, last question po, no? And I think it should be noted that the first CIF that was issued, the first confidential funds 2022, was based on yung contingent fund and later on passed on. But however, for the second, it was already part of the GAA. And this amount was 500 million. However, based on the liquidation, only 375 million was used. Maybe know, Madam Chair, from the Office of the Vice President, why the fourth supposed quarter, the fourth tranche, was not utilized.
Madam Vice President.
Kasi Madam Chair, noong nagsagutan na kayo, ikaw, Representative Kimbo, tsaka Representative Castro, about the 11 days, 19 days, ilang days na yon ng utilization, nakita ko na that was the start of an attack against the Office of the Vice President, and i-hinge yung attack on the confidential fund use. So nakita na namin yung timelines and nakita na namin yung kumbaga script sa narrative ng attack on the Office of the Vice President with regard to confidential funds. So to show goodwill to the people and para mapabigyan ng muka na sinabi namin na hindi namin napapadali ang trabaho namin dahil sa confidential funds, dahil natatarget namin kung saan dapat ilagay ang proyekto, pero pwede kaming magtrabaho ng walang confidential funds. That is the reason why hindi na namin ginamit ang fourth quarter na confidential funds sa Office of the Vice President to show the people, the public, that we are in good faith sa paggamit ng confidential funds. And we are true to our word na sinabi namin na napapadali ang trabaho, pero pwedeng i-give up yan.
That was your last question.
Oh, would the
Madam
follow-up be allowed,
Chair.
Madam Chair?
Madam Chair?
Let us just finish, Honorable Gutierrez.
Given the substantial response this time, Madam Chair, I'd like to follow up the question. But isn't it the case for this batch of confidential funds? This was issued through the GAA, and therefore it went very precisely, may NEP po yan as part of the President's budget. You made your case before the DBM for 500 million. So the expectation is there was a program to be followed for disbursement for 500 million. Isn't it, Madam Chair, when we indicate in our GAA certain allocations, the expectation is that it would be utilized to its fullest extent? Would this mean, Madam Chair, that the confidential fund, even for any supposed program submitted to the DBM, is actually discretionary on the part of the public official? Madam Chair.
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair?
Let's just finish, Madam Vice President.
Yes, Madam Chair, yung paggamit namin, kanina in-explain ko na, hindi na namin ginamit kasi nakita na namin sa timeline may sagutan ng 11, 19 days, and then meron nang lumabas na AOM ng COA within days, and then meron na namang lumabas na another AOM. So nakikita na namin yung pattern noong attack. That's why we decided in the Office of the Vice President na wag na dagdagan pa yung bala ng attack. At ipakita sa mga tao na yung confidential funds, we are in good faith of using that and goodwill namin na napapadali yung trabaho, pero pwede siyang hindi gamitin ng Office of the Vice President.
Salamat.
Madam Chair,
Thank you, Honorable Gutierrez.
Madam Chair?
Yes, unless it's a point of order, we will not entertain.
Since my name is mentioned by the Vice President, may I answer? May I comment also, Madam Chair?
Just a short interjection.
Yes, kasi yung sinasabi niyang attack, hindi ko po maintindihan yung attack. Nagtatawanan daw tayo during the, kung ano man yung sinasabi, on 11 days, I think hindi ako yon, no? I-review niya yung naging proceedings noong 2023 na budget. Second, Madam Chair, hindi ko maintindihan itong attack na to kasi legitimate yung ni-raise natin about confidential funds noong 2022 na nakita naman talaga natin on records na wala talagang item na confidential funds sa 2022. Kaya ni-raise natin yon, Madam Chair, at wala akong planong i-attack. Para saan? Ito, ginagawa lang natin, di ba? Dahil ito, trabaho naman natin, mandated tayo na busisiin ang mga budget related sa iba't ibang mga agency. So, hindi ito, wala itong intention, but for the sake of the budget lang, at tinitignan naman, nakita naman natin na walang line item sa 2022 budget. Kaya dapat lang na ma-explain. At kaya nga yun, nagkaroon na tayo ng audit at yung galing na sa COA at naintindihan na natin kung paano yan ginamit. So, I beg to disagree na sa umpisa pa lang ay may plano na ako na mag-attack kanino sa Office of the Vice President. And in fact, nag-request pa nga siya ng budget for confidential fund in 2024. Na kung di natin na-discover yung 2022 na confidential funds, well, magtutuloy-tuloy pa rin yung ganyan, Madam Chair. So, yes, Madam Chair. So, I beg to disagree na meron akong intention na mag-attack sa kanya or sa Office of the Vice President.
Point of clarification, Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Dan
Point of
Fernandez.
clarification.
Just the last one. And then
I
we
just
will-
wanted to be clarified, Madam Chair, because there's an accusations coming from the Vice President that there is a collective action that to be taken by this committee on attacking the budget, especially the COA report on the confidential fund of the Vice President. I think we need to be clarified if there is such action that will be taken by this committee. I think it is unfair to all of us, especially kami, galing lang po kami sa kabilang hearing and we decided to check it out. what is being discussed in this committee, then suddenly we will be a part of this conspiracy or a collective action that will be taken against the confidential bond of the Vice President. And hearing the side of the Vice President on the repetitive reply on not answering, I think it will set a bad precedent. What prevents other departments that we will be inviting over to do the same? And I think it is incumbent upon her, with all due respect and with humility, for us to be clarified on those budget that was used for the confidential fund. And I think being a part of the accusations that we are part of the collective action to malign her on the confidential fund is something that is out of order. I know, Madam Chair, that kung titignan naman po natin yung budget niya for 2025 na 2 billion and comparing to 2024 budget na 1.8, myself, I will move to approve this budget. Because ang liit lang naman po ng increase niya. But what hurts me ay yung pong masama po tayo doon sa sinasabi po niya na meron po tayong collective action to malign her.
So do you wish to introduce a motion?
And ang sinasabi ko lang po sana, I want to be clarified that it is a collective action of this committee to have a malicious intent on asking the confidential fund of the Vice President on the previous years. We are doing that in the different committees. We are doing that in the different investigations. And what I'm trying to point out, Madam Chair, I hope that the accusation of the Vice President have basis on trying to involve everybody on this conspiracy to attack her.
So just to
I just want
clarify,
it to be clarified, Madam Chair.
absolutely, we have absolutely no plan, any conspiracy, if I may use that word, to attack, if I also may use that word. Nandito lang po tayo para kilatisin ang budget ng isang ahensya ng gobyerno. Yun lang po, maliwanag.
May point of clarification, Madam
yes po.
Chair. If that conspiracy theory of having this a pre-attack on her budget is being conspired by this committee. And if that is so, let me out, Madam Chair. Hindi po ako kasama doon. And I hope that the good Vice President will amend her statement involving everybody for this action taken by this committee, Madam Chair.
Would
Madam Chair,
Vice President wish to?
I did not say tumatawa. Gusto niyo ulitin? Gusto niyo ipabasa ulit sa secretary kung ano sinabi ko? I did not say tumatawa kayo. Number 2, I did not say attack by the committee. Number 3, I did not say collective action. Sa kanya nang galing yun. I did not say conspiracy theory. Sa kanya nang galing yun. Pabasa niyo ulit kung ano sinabi ko.
And so, Madam Vice President, because those words were uttered
Madam Chair.
by
Madam
someone,
Chair,
I just
just because you don't like my answer, you don't like how I answer, you don't like my demeanor, hindi ibig sabihin na hindi ako sumasagot.
And that's the reason why, Madam Chair, I asked
Okay.
for the point of clarification.
yes, so
And,
again,
my-
I had
now that the
pwede lang
Vice-
po sana.
Now that the
Sandali
Vice
lang po.
President
Sandali lang po, para hindi po tayo nagsasabay-sabay, merong clarification na hiningi at nag-clarify naman po ako. Wala pong plano kasi kanina very clear ang sinabi naman po, there was a plan, stick to the plan. Wala rin po ako natatandaan. I kept saying, let us all stick to the issues, which is the budget. So yun na lang po. Let's just end here and so that we can move on.
Yes, Madam Chair,
Kung
if I
pwede lang
may.
po sana, let's move on.
Lastly.
Meron pa pong isang budget pagkatapos nito.
Lastly, That's the reason why I asked for a point of clarification. The point of clarification is to be clarified by the resource person. And if that is the answer of the good Vice President, I will accept that her intention is not to involve everybody on a collective
Yes.
attack on
And
her
we're
budget.
happy with that
And I'm happy
clarification.
on the answer of the Vice President. But of course, I just wanted to review the anyway, thank you so much, Madam
Right,
Chair.
salamat.
Madam
So,
Chair,
yes,
a
Madam
point
Vice
of
President.
clarification is understandable if you want to be clarified of the words I uttered. I did not say collective action. I didn't say
Yes,
conspiracy
it has
theory.
been made clear,
I didn't
Madam
say
Vice President.
I'm being attacked by the committee. Di ba nanggaling sa akin yun? So anong ika-clarify ko doon?
Yes, ma'am, noted po. It had been
Yung
loud and clear
script
po.
kasi nagkakabuhol-buhol na yung script.
Let's now proceed.
Chair.
Let's now proceed.
Madam Chair, just an inquiry from this representation. May I ask if this is a budget hearing on the budget of the OVP or is this a committee investigation already?
This is a budget briefing by the Office of the Vice President. And with that clarification, let us move on to the next member. Our Honorable
Madam
Vice Chair.
Madam Chair, I request a restroom break 1 minute. Thank you.
Briefing suspended.
OBP, can we ask?
Hindi na lang. The budget briefing is hereby resumed. Next to interpret is the Honorable Alan T.
Good afternoon, Madam Vice President, and to everyone. Before I proceed with my question, Madam Chair, let me make a manifestation. In the National Expenditures Program for fiscal year 2025, Volume 1, page 34 and 35, on obligations by object of expenditures, there's a column for GAA 2023, 2024, and 2025. That is on the operating expenditures. Likewise, in page 36, on the performance indication, there's a column 2023 GAA targets. In the briefing materials provided by the Office of the Vice President for fiscal year 2025, page 4 presented the comparative budget allocation and utilization for fiscal year 2019 and 2025. And also in the presentation, slide presentation of the Vice President in the physical accomplishment, that is GAA 2023. Madam Chair, if I may proceed with my questions.
Please proceed.
I will defer to the Vice President if she wishes to answer or not my questions. Under the obligations by object of expenditures in the 2025 National Expenditures Program, 375 million was obligated in 2023. Can you kindly confirm?
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP 2025 budget proposal by question and answer, and I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Honorable T.
Madam Chair, considering that what was obligated is 375, there's a balance of 125 million that has not been obligated and released, as earlier confirmed by our Vice President. Can she again confirm it? As to the amount?
Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP budget proposal of fiscal year 2025 by question and answer, and I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Madam Chair, may I ask the Vice President, what are the programs, activities, and projects that will be affected by the non-utilization or non-use of the 125 million of confidential fund?
Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP 2025 budget proposal by question and answer. I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Madam Chair, will the 125 million unobligated balance of the confidential fund be considered savings by the Office of the Vice President?
Madam Chair, I would just like to point out, yung previous question niya, sinagot ng sumunod niyang question. I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP 2025 budget proposal by question and answer, and I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
It's about savings, Madam Chair, if she will have it as a savings, considering that the budget has a validity period of 2 years, which will end in December 2024. So that is my question, if it will be considered as a savings by the Office of the Vice President.
Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP 2025 budget proposal by question and answer, and I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Madam Chair, is the Vice President aware that the Commission on Audit issued a credit notice dated August 8, 2024, finding no deficiencies on AOM Audit Observation Memorandum number 2024-015 dated February 1, 2024 regarding the liquidation of the cash advances of Mr. Edward D. Fajarda, Special Disbursing Officer for confidential expenses of the Department of Education, covering the period from February 20 to June 20 of calendar year 2023 in the total amount of 75 million.
Madam Vice.
Madam Chair, I cannot answer for the Department of Education.
But it was during her time that the period covered by this liquidation.
Madam Vice.
Yes. Madam Chair, I am no longer a part of the Department of Education. Therefore, I am not authorized to speak anything about the Department of Education. The question, ngayon lang binigay na hindi na ako secretary. It may have had happened during my term as secretary, pero yung question ngayon siya. Wala na ako authority.
That's why I'm asking if she is aware, because the credit notice was dated August 8, 2024.
You may proceed, Honorable T.
On the 2025 proposed budget, how much is the amount of funds allocated for financial assistance and subsidy for 2025 OBP maintenance and operating expenses of 1,792,391? How much is allocated for financial assistance and subsidy?
Vice.
Yes. Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the Office of the Vice President budget proposal of fiscal year 2025 by question and answer. I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Madam Chair, she mentioned about programs of the Office of the Vice President. May I ask the breakdown, how much will be spent for those programs as she mentioned in her slide presentation a while ago?
Madam Vice President.
Yes, Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the Office of the Vice President 2025 budget proposal by question and answer, and I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal as it is.
So, Madam Chair, she also mentioned about duplications such as medical assistance and burial assistance undertaken by the Office of the Vice President, as well as of that of the Department of Health, Department of Social Welfare and Development. May I ask the Vice President, in order to streamline the bureaucracy and avoid overlapping functions, what are your thoughts on the possibility of reallocating the funds earmarked for medical assistance and burial assistance to the line agencies like Department of Health and DSWD?
Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the Office of the Vice President 2025 budget proposal by question and answer. I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal as presented.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. That's all my question, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Next to interpolate is the Honorable Mark Go.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Chair, to the Honorable Vice President and the other officials of the Office of the Vice President. My first question is directed to the Department of, or the COA. Is it a common practice, Madam Chair, that after an actual audit is completed, there is an exit conference conducted by the Commission on Audit with the institution that is being audited, Madam Chair?
Madam Vice President.
The question is directed to
ASCOM Julia.
Madam Chair, it is a regular activity